What is going on, guys? My name is Sena and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 simple tips to get better at Valorant that really do go a long way. These tips are often really overlooked, and if you just think about these things while you're in game, it'll really make a big difference in the long run. Right before we jump into the video though, guys, I want to take a moment to thank Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video. Valorant Tracker is the most popular all-in-one companion tool for tracking your stats and performance in Valorant. Valorant Tracker has a huge range of features and tools to help you improve. Do you want to check your own stats and see what areas you're lacking in? Valorant Tracker has you covered. You can view all of your KD ratios, headshot percentages, agent KDs and win rates, map win rates, and so much more. Is there another player in your game that's popping off? You can click the live match button in the Valorant Tracker overlay and get a detailed look at all of the players in your match. Do you want to learn lineups or just simple tips and tricks that you can do with a specific agent? Click on the Guides tab and access a massive library of lineups and tricks with every single agent in the game. Oh, did I also mention that Valorant Tracker is completely free to download and use? You don't need to pay a single penny to access the best tool for improving at Valorant. So what are you waiting for? Go down in the description or in the pinned comment and download Valorant Tracker today. Thank you again to Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video, and with all of that being said, guys, let's get right back into the video. I also wanted to thank you guys so much for all of the support on the channel recently. You guys have been killing it and we're getting so close to 100k, so if you do enjoy this video or find it useful, don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now, getting into these tips, Valorant can really be a complicated game. The same way that chess seems easy at first, but once you really get into it, you understand how intricate it really can be. Oftentimes when we're super focused on some details or we're tunnel visioning, we forget a lot of the basics. There are things that we know and understand, but when you're actually in the moment, you blank on it because there's so much stuff that you have to pay attention to. Starting off with the first tip, how many times have you guys gotten down to 1 HP and then you go to your Skye or your Sage and you keep asking them whether or not they have a heal? Instead of doing this, what you could actually do is you can just press left alt and it'll show up a little box above their head along with all of the utility that they currently have. These boxes are above everyone's head in the buy phase, but once the barriers drop, this goes away. A lot of people, including myself, didn't realize that you could actually just press left alt and see all of your teammates' utility. This is super helpful because it gives you information on what your team has in your inventory and you don't have to keep asking people. This can be more than just a heal though. If you need a flash, if you need a drone or a dog or something, you can see if people have that utility. So next time you're in a game and you need a heal or you need some util, always remember that you can check. Moving on to the second tip. This tip kind of deals more with the fundamentals of Valorant, but this is lining up angles. Lining up angles refers to peaking an angle in a way in which all of the angles line up, so if someone were to swing, they would be in your crosshair no matter which angle they swing from. That might sound complicated and not really make any sense, so I'll just show you an example. If you're playing default on a site bind, a common spot that people like to play is back triple. The issue is that people could swing you either from close truck or from behind triple. Instead of trying to gamble which angle that they're gonna peek, instead you can line up the angles so that no matter which one they peek, their head will still fall into your crosshair. This is especially useful when using an op. Just as an example, here on tunnel on breeze, I like to peek into mid, and this angle right here just slices all of mid in half so that no matter whether they peek from elbow, mid, close mid, you can always get that crosshair on them. Like I mentioned earlier, this is more of kind of a fundamental thing and it's something that you learn over time, but it's definitely something that you need to think about and helps you a lot in winning your gunfights. Moving on to the third tip. This isn't really a tip actually, it's just something that I've been doing recently that's been helping me out. Recently, I've been doing sheriff only death matches as a warm-up and it's super helpful. Using a rifle in a death match gives you a lot of room for error. Forcing yourself to only use a sheriff and forcing yourself to have to hit one taps really helps you get warmed up with your aim. I know there's a lot of people out there that do this as a warm-up, but I didn't really use it very much until just recently. I've honestly been seeing my performance increase a lot because of this, and this is honestly just a super solid warm-up that I would recommend it to anybody. If your aim is crispy with the deagle, it'll definitely be crispy with a vandal. This is by far some of the best deagle practice and just aim practice in general that you can get within Valorant, so I definitely recommend that you guys go give this a try. Moving on to the fourth tip, which is always be aware of your teammates' positioning and what they are holding. That might sound really obvious, and to a certain extent it is, but it really does go a long way to think about it actively when you're taking space with your team. You guys don't know how many times I've seen in a post-plant situation or when we're taking mid, when there's always 3 people holding the exact same angle. All it takes is a quick glance at the minimap to see what people are holding to make sure that you are not holding something that is open for the enemies to take. This is especially true for mid on Ascent, for example. If you're scaling up into market, it's super important that you have someone hold CT for you so you don't get swung. If you're scaling up mid and you're holding CT and the guy behind you in mid is also holding CT, if someone swings you from market, you are as good as dead. I feel like this is something that lower elo players struggle with, but even in high elo, I see this happen all the time. When I see this happen in my ranked matches in a 2v1 or a 2v2, for example, I'll say, hey, you guys are holding the same angle so that they can switch it up so that they can't get snuck up on. So make sure you guys are always checking your map and you're always constantly aware of what your teammates are holding and where they're going. Moving on to the fifth and final tip for improving at Valorant is to make sure that you never overheat. Overheating is basically when you get 2 or more kills and then you just start mindlessly swinging every angle because you have all the confidence in the world. I'll be honest, I do this a lot and you probably do this a lot too. Once you get those 2 kills or 3 kills, you're just going for the ace. It's good to be confident, but a lot of the times over peaking like this can really set your team up for failure. If you kill 2 or 3 and then you full swing CT to try to go for the next one and you die, you're putting your team in a really bad spot. Even if it's a 4v2 or a 3v2, you're basically giving up that man advantage for no reason. Over peaking in general is just a really bad habit that I see way too much in ranked. I understand that you want to go for the clip and it's understandable in most situations, but just make sure that you're not biting off more than you can chew. And there you guys have it. There are 5 super simple tips that a lot of people overlook in Valorant. Next time you load into a match of Valorant, make sure you're thinking about all of these different concepts and implementing them in different ways to your gameplay. Hopefully all of these tips made sense, and if you did enjoy this video or found it useful, don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thank you again for all of the support on the channel recently. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Each and every single one of you is capable of reaching your goals and dreams, so never give up. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day or night to watch this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Bitches on my phone, I can't pay no hoe. Only love my bitch, money like some love. Bitches on my phone, I can't pay no hoe.